Have you ever seen a modern-day miracle? God intervenes miraculously in human history rarely, other than the redemptive act of converting a dead soul to life. But there are times when the hand of God is shown so clearly that no one can miss it. I've indicated in some of these episodes that Fiji is very close to my heart, and it is. It is the opposite spot of the globe from Jerusalem. I have been on 20 different mission fields. I've lectured and spoken. I've lectured in creation science and radio and television and before audiences around the world. I've been in jungles. I've been on treks into areas where very few people have ever gone. I've climbed Mount Ararat. But one of the most moving experiences of my life has been my courtship with Fiji in the South Pacific. In 1977, I had the privilege of opening a mission station there. We now have over 20 churches and 4 Bible colleges as a result of that embryonic work, and I'm very grateful. But very recently, a miracle occurred. Some friends of mine were in Fiji for a little R&R. They were missionaries in the South Pacific and pastors and administrators of Christian enterprise in the United States, a small band of them at a little resort in Fiji because it's a lovely place to visit. And the last day they were there, the last morning en route to the airport, they took a short tour of the gardens of the resort. One of the missionary's sons, the son of the missionary, said to the leader of this group, "That's the Prime Minister." And he said, "That's not the Prime Minister. You're not the Prime Minister." And about that time, 2 bronze, strong men stood and said, "Oops, I'm in trouble." The man in the center said, "I am the Prime Minister, but relax, you're not in trouble. What are you doing here?" He said, "Well, we're just having a fellowship meeting of ministers and missionaries in the South Pacific, but I'm en route to the airport." And the Prime Minister said, "Where have you been?" He said, "We just left American Samoa, where we delivered King James Bibles to every student in that little country." And this leader said, while he was still trying to catch his thoughts and catch his breath, he said, "We would like to give a King James Bible to every school student in the entire nation of Fiji." And the Prime Minister said, "Oh, a King James Bible to every student in the entire nation?" He said, "That would aid their academic studies. That would strengthen their morality, and they certainly should know the history of the Bible. I think that can be arranged." And the leader said to the Prime Minister, "How many students do you have?" He said, "We have 269,000 students, and that doesn't include the children who attend the pre-ages." The missionary, the leader said, "I'll have to go home and raise the money." Ultimately, he did. And the Prime Minister kept his word, instructed the Minister of Education to permit this group, our group, to take Bibles into every school, to explain the significance of Jesus Christ, and to give a Bible to every school student in the entire nation. Here's one of those Bibles. It is personally autographed by the Prime Minister of the country of Fiji. Here is a New Testament for the grade school children, personally autographed by the Prime Minister of that nation. As far as we know, this is the only time in history when an entire nation has been blanketed with the Word of God through any means, and especially through the students. What an incredible enterprise. In the next few weeks, I will be back in Fiji. I will be visiting the final mission station, the final school, the final village that has not yet received their Bibles. What an incredible blessing it's going to be to present to them with the blessing of the Prime Minister and the Minister of Education, and with the blessing of the peoples of Fiji, to present to them every student and every teacher in that village and that area a Bible, the Word of God. I wish America and every nation on earth would be as brave and as honorable as Fiji has been to expose the Word of God to their populace.